Hey friends, it's Tyler from Happiness Built, and today I'm going to film a vlog style podcast episode and YouTube video. This is in the style of another channel that I own called After the Run, where I get done running and I talk about my run and then I talk about health and fitness. But as you'll see from today's topic, happiness through running, it actually works really well on this show, and so I'm doing this crossover episode. So first, I have to talk about my run. It's the day after Thanksgiving, and yesterday I ran a 10K. Today I ran 5 miles. I've done a lot of vacationing lately, which I'll be talking about soon on this show. We did this luxury vacation to Florida on a budget. It was incredible. And then we're in the middle of the holidays. So this is a really hard time of the year for health and weight loss because there's so much good food going on. And yesterday, of course, with Thanksgiving, it was amazing. Probably the best tasting Thanksgiving feast I've ever had. Like, every dish was incredible, and it was just a lot of fun. We hosted Thanksgiving this year, so we had extended family come in, and it was great. Well, I'm happy to report that because I've been so driven to get 1,000 miles this year, I've kept up with my workouts, and so despite eating a lot, I haven't gained any weight over the holidays, which is really phenomenal. In fact, I'm down a few pounds from when we went on vacation, where I did gain some weight, but I've lost all the weight I gained on vacation, and I think I'm even down a pound or two from there, so that's really great. I did go really slow today. It was 5 miles at like an 11:15 pace, so super slow pace, but I don't care. It felt great, and it was just good to get out of the house. We've been lounging around, and so it felt really good. Now, today's topic is how I've found happiness through running. And yesterday, as I was running on my Thanksgiving run, I was thinking about all the blessings that have come into my life by being a runner. And let me caveat that by saying the actual process of running for me is usually not very enjoyable. It's painful. It's thing that, in high school we said, our sports, your sports, punishment. And it certainly has felt that way. And so, sorry, hold on. So, that being said, I do love running because I love how I feel when I'm done. I love that it's keeping me in good physical shape. I love that I'm developing my muscles and creating a healthy life for myself. And I also love the physical challenge of doing races, of competing and keeping track of my mileage. I'm a data geek, and so I keep track of everything. And whether it be weight loss or miles run, I love that process. But when I was thinking about yesterday, all that I've gained from being a runner, I actually made a list of my favorite runs throughout my life. And I was surprised because as a runner, I love to run by myself. I love to be alone with my thoughts. That's where I get my ideas. I love being out on this trail that I'm at right now. And so thinking about my favorite runs, I was kind of shocked to discover, or to have this epiphany, that almost all of my favorite runs were with other people. And I'm gonna turn around here, where I had competed and I had done something and it involved a family member or a friend. And this week was no different. Last Saturday, I ran a half marathon with my daughter, who's a freshman in high school. I'm so proud of her. She just barely started running and is already knocking out half marathons. I mean, that's incredible. But she was so excited for this run, and we trained together, which meant we got a lot of quality bonding time on our long runs. And it's just been a wonderful thing for our relationship. But then we went out and we did this half marathon, and it was perfect. It was downhill the whole way. It was perfect weather, and we felt great, even despite, gaining weight on vacation and not training the way we wanted to. The run just came together really well. We ran it faster than we thought we would, and it was so fun. And every few miles she would just comment, "Dad, this is so great," or "Look at that view," or "I feel so good." And the whole race was like that, and it was just incredible to complete that and do that with her. When we were done, the governor was there and we took a picture with him. And it was just this really wonderful experience. One of the happiest days of my life, honestly. And I was so proud of my daughter and the journey that she's been on and all the progress she's made. It was just this super cool thing. And so I had a great experience with that, but it was shared. And I thought back yesterday about all my other favorite activities and events, and they were also shared. This time last year, I took my son on, it was just a training run, but it was a half marathon straight up a mountain. That mountain over there, where is it? Over there. And we just ran straight up the mountain, and it was really difficult. The hardest race or run he had ever done. And we were proving to ourselves we could do hard things. And it was just an incredible thing. We got lost during the run. It ended up taking 2 hours longer because we got stuck in the brush and on a cliff, and it was crazy. But there was that. And I remember years ago running with my mom in her first race, and my dad in his first race, and doing things like that, training with a roommate who did an Ironman, and we trained for a marathon together. And those were such wonderful things. And so as I think on this channel about the things that bring the most happiness, I have to consider, why does running with other people, where typically I prefer to be alone, why is it that having these moments with others were so memorable and such a good thing for my relationship? And I came up with a few things. One is, doing a physical activity just makes you feel good. You get those endorphins from doing something physical. And so whether it's playing ultimate frisbee with your friends, or playing basketball, or going for a hike, those things just make us feel good, because that's the nature of doing physical activity. Now, when you do a physical activity that's especially hard, then you share in the pain together. And I know that from a hard day of maybe downhill skiing or working out, doing a long workout. But races tend to be like that, where you're going through this difficult thing together and it's shared. And so it's this bonding moment for you and whoever you've shared that with. And then, of course, there's also the accomplishment of doing something hard and the memories of doing that, whether you've taken pictures or have just thought about it and journaled about it. Being able to accomplish something together, that becomes kind of this timestamp where you can say, oh, remember back when we did this. And I'm so grateful that I've been able to do this with my kids and my spouse, that we've had these timestamps of doing hard physical challenges. And I certainly want to keep it up, even though most of the time I'm going to be with you talking, it's here by myself. So I hope there was some value in this episode today. Catch you later.